Dirty bomb explosion in Washington, D.C. Response plan. There's 6 areas I would focus on in response to a dirty bomb explosion: press, prevention, cooperation, decontamination, evacuation, and restoration. When addressing the press, I would ensure media control of coverage of events and prevent any unnecessary panic. Give brief press release informing the public of the situation. After a state of emergency has been declared, I would explain all that would entail to reduce confusion. Then emphasize control of the situation and the necessity for cooperation from the public. Once the press has been addressed, I would then move to prevention. To begin prevention measures, I would consult weather professionals and determine possibilities for airborne spread. Take necessary action to inform border communities and prepare areas for contamination in order to prevent spread of radiation. And lastly, close borders surrounding the contamination site. Following preventative measures, I would then ensure the cooperation of civilians and first responders by emphasizing the importance of compliance with procedure. I would then explain a no-tolerance policy due to the detriment of non-cooperation and that force would be used if warranted. Decontamination. To begin decontamination, I would utilize half of the hospitals and resources strictly for decontamination processes, such as showers and clothing stations. Would then allocate decontamination drugs to victims who receive the highest exposure, yet have the highest chance of survival. Following decontamination, I would begin evacuation measures. I would begin by determining a low population transition zone where decontaminated and cleared victims could relocate to prevent further exposure of radiation. I would then transport the decontaminated citizens to the determined zone and provide items needed for survival. Lastly, during a transition phase, I would provide therapists and career support teams to evacuees to aid in transitioning to a new location for the remainder of the relief and reconstruction efforts. Lastly is restoration. To begin restoration, I would extract and decontaminate important files and artifacts, would then begin demolition of the city, relocate government institutions, and rebuild the area primarily as residential.